Ah, the Griffin. This is an assembly shop tank, so you're gonna have to sink all of your resources to get it. Is it worth it? Well, it has slightly less DPM than the T125. Keep in mind that this thing cannot use a rammer, whereas the E5 can. So when the E5 does use the rammer, it surpasses it, but it's so similar it doesn't really matter. The alpha damage is slightly higher, and it has a 2-shot auto reloader with a 2.5-second interclip, so that's quite interesting. Moving on, the gun handling is a bit worse, to be honest. The aim time is worse, everything about it is worse, especially the turret traverse, but it does get 10 degrees of gun depression. It's slightly faster than the E5, but it has less health, and the armor is terrible. Basically what the Griffin is if you take an E5, destroy the hull armor, and give it an auto reloader. Is that really worth it? It's up to you, man, but here's what I mean. If you look at this turret, you might notice, hey, this is a Concept 1B turret. That means it's going to be very strong, right? Well, sort of. The Concept 1B turret isn't actually that crazy, right? If you load gold, it's 320, 50% chance of going through the gun mantlet, and you can go pretty much through everywhere else, right? And if you load heat, like 340 heat, it's a 98% chance. So it's not exactly amazing. And the hull armor is, yeah. This is not an E5 hull, let me tell you. This gets auto-penned pretty much by anyone. And of course, because this is World of Tanks in 2025, nothing is allowed to side scrape because everything has this obnoxious corner plate. So this thing is quite literally just a hull down tank, which, yes, it's decent at being hull down until someone loads gold, and suddenly it's not the greatest. So really, would I spend 100 million credits for this? Because I have 215 million credits. Would I spend 100 million credits for this in the assembly shop? Probably not. I don't think I will. But yeah, that's enough yapping. Let me show you some of the replays. Alright, the Griffin on Empire's Border. Again, I've said this before, I don't actually hate Empire's Border, believe it or not. I know, crazy. But in this match, we are fighting tier 8s. And, well, not tier 8s, tier 9s. And of course, I'm firing only gold because, you know, why would I fire standard? What do you think, that I'm a casual? I forgot to mention the equipment loadout. There isn't really much to mention. It's just your bog standard autoloader setup, turbo, hardening, and vert stabs. I should mention though that this tank's gun handling was slightly buffed before the release. So the tank I'm playing has slightly worse gun handling. It's not by much, that's why I didn't really mention it. But yeah. One thing I should have mentioned that I didn't is that this is actually a reverse auto reloader. So you should empty out your magazine because the second shot takes 18 seconds to load. You see that? That's ridiculous. So yes, you empty your magazine and just shoot one shell at a time. That's how this tank works. Anyway, I'm gonna go up here because there's, you know, this is where you go on this map. From this side, that is. And I have 10 degrees of gun depression, so let's poke here. And oh, look at juicy tortoise. There we go, there's one. And okay, thank you. You see where that one bounced? It hit like an inch to the left and hit the angled part. Anyway, let's shoot. Oh, nope. Yeah. This is World of Tanks after all. And so you're going to be missing a lot of your shots. The nice thing though is that you have a very, very fast reload. So if you miss a shot, you just reload and try again. So there, we ended up getting our 800 damage, our 2 shots off. So there we go. Now, the problem with this map is that, of course, everybody knows that they should go over here. And maybe I should have went over there, but it's not favorable from this side. Anyway, the decision is where to go. You can sometimes go past the middle and drive along there, but all the hit points is over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke out here and see, can I spot the TDs? No, not, you usually can't, but there is a shit barn. He doesn't have much camo. No. And oh, would you look at that? We've got a tortoise and an E75 over there. Interesting. As soon as I leave, they take that position. I guess that makes sense. They don't want to shoot me as a hull down. Regardless, I'm gonna go right back to that position and try to farm them up. And that's kind of the problem with tanks that have no hull armor like this, is that you can't make plays, right? This isn't really a heavy, it's a medium. Let's be honest here. There we go. Shoot the turret front. Of course, we can pen that, and we can pen that. There you go, another 800 damage. So, we're gonna reload now, because now we have our high DPM. I'm gonna kill the K91 because I think he has like 340 heat. That's quite dangerous, and he'll be able to pen me, right? The Tortoise is next because he has high DPM, and he also, I think he has 325 APCR. So that's quite dangerous. And what are these bounces, man? What's the gold pen? Yeah, 311. Honestly, I would say 320 and above APCR is where it gets good. Anything below that is not so good. And that's kind of how it is with World of Tanks nowadays. Anyway, if you look on the map, we've pushed all the way to their base. So it's a good thing I didn't go over there because I'd be shooting at nothing. Fortunately, I'm shooting at a lot of things over here. So I actually decide to load both shells even though it reduces my DPM. Why, you might ask? Because if I'm going to expose myself and get hit, I want to be able to return 2 shots, not 1. And although it seems like I'm bouncing a lot and haven't been penned at all so far, that's because I'm getting lucky. You already saw, the gun mantlet is 320, Tortoise has 325 pen. He should be able to pen me half the time. The thing is though, he is firing AP, but at any moment he could switch to APCR. And now that's a Yag Tiger. Okay, if he's firing gold, he will definitely go through me. And I got lucky there. I did kind of turn at the last second, so he auto-ricocheted my side. But there we go. And yes, I do have a skin for this. Will I be putting it on my website? No, probably not. Maybe. It depends how I'm feeling. Anyway, so that guy is leaving, and I decide, you know what? All these people are not at this corner, and that K91 is a hull down. Can I get to this hull down? No, this 704 is going to be aiming at me. So, okay, thank you, game. But at least the second one went in. And the 704 bounced my turret, because again, he's not firing gold, so that 320 thickness actually works out. As soon as people fire gold at this thing, the turret falls apart. And now I'm thinking, okay, I can't really escape, so I'll just do this. And look, the DBV and the 704. You notice they're all firing AP at me. Yes, this is one of those cherry-picked games, I'm afraid. They're literally all firing standard. So of course the turret's gonna work. But we both know how this game is, right? Everybody fires gold. And in that case, I would have been dead like 3 times over by now. But anyway, so I'm trying to find a way to get an angle without exposing myself to a crossfire, right? But it seems as though that Yag Tiger is nowhere to be seen. So let me just, there we go. And he's moving, so he's probably not going to hit me. And, oh, come on, dude. Yeah, I believe, what's the accuracy? 0.35, 0.34? I mean, that's average. If this was like 0.28 or 0.3, that would be quite nice. But that would be, admittedly, asking a bit too much, right? Anyway, it's still average. It's not terrible. It'll do the job. But 6,000 blocked? Yeah, don't be fooled. This is not the status quo, okay? This is a cherry-picked game. I will show you another game that is more interesting and a closer match, but this is just the best result I've had playing this tank so far. And this is before the buff to the gun handling, so maybe your result will be better. So, is this tank worth getting? Maybe. The thing is with the DVV is that it was the first tank destroyer, right? And it had a lot of alpha, so at least it had that going for it. So what does this thing have? It has an auto reloader. That's pretty much it. Everything else about it is kind of crap. It's an auto reloader with very, very good DPM. There, so it kind of reminds me of that, the Chieftain that they added in the loot boxes, but with worse armor. In return, you get an auto reloader. So there we go. Look at that result. That's like 12,000 combined, if you include block damage as combined. And when you block 6k, I think it's safe to combine it. Why not, right? But yeah, that's a good result. It's a cherry-picked game, but good result. On to the next replay. Okay, so we're on Lakeville, and of course, if you have a hull-down tank with lots of gun depression, where do you go? Well, the valley, obviously. Bonus, there's no artillery. Downside, there's two FV 4005s, or I guess two 183mm guns, right? The 183 and the 4005. So, you overpoke a little bit with this thing, and they catch a glimpse at your hull. Or, I don't know, maybe they get lucky in the turret somewhere. I don't think they can, but maybe. And you're losing a huge chunk of health. So, we have to play this very, very carefully. And, for example, at 2685, doesn't that thing get like 395 heat pen? Yeah, I'm not bouncing that. Alright, 430U. He's come on the low side because he doesn't have gun depression. That makes sense. I'm not going to be baited into poking him. I could get a clip off for free, but I would take a return shot from him and probably get blown up by a 4005. I poke quickly to see if I can spot something because this tank does have view range, which is nice. And I'm not spotted. So I can afford to keep looking and I'm not in risk of getting blown up, right? Okay, thank you. Bounced the first shot on a 2685. Oh well, I've been scammed out of my 800 damage. I only get 400. So, I'm poking now because the FV 4005 has really bad camo. If he were to poke, I would see him. I hope. I don't know, he could be using low noise, but... So, everybody's moving up. Nobody has gotten one-shotted yet. So I'm gonna move up, because it seems to me that the FV 4005 is not gonna come over here. If you see on the map, he's elsewhere. So I can move up, and moving up is quite nice because you can really get to damage farming at this stage, right here. The only problem is after you kill everybody here, it's hard to push their base, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, 780. Can I... not quite. I don't quite have the gun depression. Oh well. And, okay, there he is. He missed with that little snapshot, and yeah, I'm gonna shoot the 4K. Because I want him dead. I'm not a fan of the 4K, man. He can pen me very easily. I say that and then he pulls that little maneuver. He can pen me easily in the hull, for example. But if you shoot a 230mm HE round at a 320mm plate that's spaced, well, no shit, you're not gonna do anything. Alright, there's the Griffin back at it again with its average World of Tanks accuracy. Fortunately... this thing... Yeah, okay. Fortunately, this thing has a good reload, and... although it's not super thick, the gun mantlet does take up pretty much the entirety of the front of this thing. So, I mean, if you're gonna fire Hesh at a thick, spaced armor, don't expect to do much, okay? The best part is that if those two were firing AP, I'm pretty sure they overmatch my entire roof, and they could still pen my mantlet. I'm struggling with the gun depression here, as you can tell, and I'm thinking, now we have a bat chat on the periphery. Let's see, he fired one at that guy. What to do? Look at the map. They've all come back. And at this stage, I realized, hey, wait a minute. I'm alone with a Wheezy that's on 600. They're gonna push this, okay? They're going to. I see it coming. I've played this game long enough to know what's happening, okay? So, is my prediction correct? Are they in fact coming back? Ah, look at that. The bat chat came in. Will I be able to get out in time? I mean, maybe I should have left a little sooner. Alright, nice, nice. He missed one, and he missed the other one. Okay, good. So I have to retreat back to this position right here. And I think this is the key difference between an average player and a, you know, not to toot my own horn, but above average player, is the ability to recognize, hey, I'm alone and I'm about to get flanked and surrounded and pushed. Like, for example, how many of you, be honest with yourself, how many of you would have just sat there and tried to keep finding shots, right? You would have been YOLO'd by the bat chat. He probably wouldn't have killed me. No, he can't. He doesn't have enough shells. But when one person is YOLOing me, and I'm distracted, and, well, the 2685 just pokes, and the shit barn pokes, it's no good, right? And I was able to recognize that. I thought, okay, I'm alone with this guy on 600 HP. I don't like leaving my allies to die, but what am I gonna do to save him? Like, me being there isn't gonna stop the bat chat from clipping him out, right? And, I'm not sure how I spotted him. That's, I guess, nice. This, like I said, it does have view range, which is quite nice. But if you look at the score on the map, or the top of the screen, we're down 2 tanks, but we're up like almost 3,000, or I get basically 3,000 HP. However, that's not exactly accurate, as you've just noticed. The tanks that have HP are outside my render distance. So, let's see, it says the T-57 is half and the DVV is full. I don't know if that's true. They could both be one-shots. And, would you look at that? It's actually now quite similar. We're both on 7k HP. And look at this Manticore and Bat Chat. Okay, they're coming to the base. I need to leave now. Gotta keep falling back on lines of defenses, right? What does skills say? It's been a while since I've seen any of his videos. It's like 4 or 5 years. Safe defense parameter? Is that what he says? I can't quite remember. But this is true. You should fall back when you're notice that you're in a unfavorable spot, right? Like, if it was just the Manticore and Bat Chat, maybe I wouldn't fall back. But there's more than just them, and I don't want to get flanked from 2 sides. And alrighty. Of course, he is going to pen me. Tier 10 heavy. But no armor, right? So he's going to pen him. I'm going to take a damage for that. But fortunately, he dies. Because our lovely grill hit him for 785. So that's good. Now, here's a key thing. I got spotted at this corner. If you look on the map, that means the 1-2 line is completely empty. And all those enemies know that it's completely empty. They're gonna come, okay? Sooner or later, they're going to come down this alleyway. Or this, whatever the hell it is. So, I'm gonna set up a defense right here. The only problem is, I am showing my hull pretty much no matter how I position myself here. But hopefully I can get like 1, maybe 2 shots if it's like a really long aim time tank destroyer of some kind. Like a I don't know, 2685 FV. But get 1 shot, pull back, and then work from there. Because I do have a grill supporting me. So, would you look at that? There's 1, and... Come on, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm so pissed that I'm gonna overexpose like this. I know the batch has coming, but I'm so pissed that that fucking bounced. And that grill, what a gamer, dude. Okay, he bounces 1 because he's on the move, and that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So, the reason I'm, like, maybe 4,000 win 8 or 3,500 win 8 instead of 5,000 is because of me getting angry at that 2685. I know it's the wrong move to YOLO him poke like that. I know the bat chat's coming, but I'm so pissed. And yes, I'm blind firing the FE because I think he might be there. I'm so pissed at that bounce. I'm like, no, you should be dead. And that's why I played like that. Fortunately, our grill is like on the ball. Like he is, he shot him there. I was going to say, if you notice you have a teammate, position yourself in a way that he can help you. So play this corner as opposed to that corner. But in this specific map, he can still shoot anybody that comes this way. So it doesn't really matter. But the point is, if there are multiple angles you can play from the one where your ally can support you. There you go. I still have a suspicion that the FV 4005 is at that, how do I say? He's there, unspotted because he's quite far and there's a bush. And the reason he can't see me is because he probably doesn't have that good view range, right? The problem is, when I start actually moving up, then he'll spot me. So how can I figure out whether he's there or not? At the moment, I can't really, so I'm taking a few blind shots just in case. And you can approach this way. So I think I probably go up here. Let's see, I don't remember this replay, it was quite a while ago, but let's see if I go up here. I probably do. Because that way I would be able to spot him, and he will be able to spot me. I think maybe I poke up, and yes, I'm using this rock to protect myself. Yeah, so This is what I'm doing. I'm basically trying to spot him out while giving him as little of a shot on my tank as possible. But here, I don't see him and my sixth sense doesn't go off. So he really didn't come. Which is, I think, a misplay, to be honest. If you see that two of your allies are moving up, you could really poke this and get a shot on me while I'm distracted, right? Actually, because I over-poked, because I was pissed at that 268, he would have gotten a full pen on my hull if he had followed, if he had gone up there. See, I'm thinking what I would do and applying it to the enemy. I'm like, okay, the FV would be up there because that's what I would do. Of course, that's not always what shitters are going to do, right? I could see the utility in XVM in seeing that, okay, he's a red player. He might not do what a purple player would do, but, you know, it's still speculation either way. But you really don't need XVM to make these decisions because it's the smarter play to assume that your enemy is good until proven otherwise. Anyway, I've come to over here because this is a good spot to dig this out and if anybody's over there. The problem is the grill is, it seems to be in some bushes over there or back there. And he can spot me and I can't see him. He's also very accurate, so he could probably get a accurate shot on the cheeks of this thing or the roof or whatever and pen me. Alright, the FV 4005 is over there. We have 3 minutes on this game and there's 400 HP. He's a one-shot. I think it's time for me to move up. Alright. I am mindful that there's an FV over there, right? I know he's there. I'm going to keep aiming at him. I'm going to go into the cap circle and I'm going to keep staring at the FV. I can take a shot from the grill. In fact, I can take 2 shots from the grill. So I'm not super worried about him. But the FV, that's a different story, right? He could high roll me a little bit and kill me. So I get into the cap circle and he comes back at a bit slow on the reaction. I do have 150 ping, so I'm spotted now. The FV knows I'm coming, so I'm going to close the gap. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Now the FV can't really shoot me. Now I can focus my attention on the grill. The grill is dead, and the FV's dead. So really, that shot on the bat chat was the last bit of damage I did. The next, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes, I didn't do anything. But I did actually do a lot just from my positioning, right? So my pathing to go from, maybe from here. Actually, do I have free cam? Oh, I do. Everything I did was, how you could say, like, tactical. Perfect. When except for over shitter poking the 268 don't do that. Don't get upset like I do. After I deal with him, I think, okay, those two moved up. What are the chances that the FV moved up but is sniping? Pretty high, right? Pretty high. Poke, poke, blind shot. Poke, poke, blind shot. Okay, I'm not getting lit. Alright, let's safe to say let's move over here. I poke this bush. He should be able to get a glimpse at me, right? Right there. He gets a glimpse at me, and then I move over here to this hull down to protect myself. Did my sixth sense go off? No. Okay, he's not here. Go over here. I can't remember if I went up here or down here or not. I should have gone up here. If I didn't, I should have. But if I did, go up here. Have a look. You see him? No, I don't see him. Possibly blind fire. Did you get lit? No. Okay, no one's looking at you. Go down. Poke over here. Do you see anything? No. Did your sixth sense go off? No. Okay, go over here. Crossing this gap can be risky. Because he could be there. However, whatever. You go over here. My sixth sense did go off. Alright, I know where he is now. He's over here. Okay, I'm going to wait here until I see an opportunity to move up. What happened? He was lit there, and the FE was lit at that corner, and they were both one-shots. Alright, I'm going to go into the cap circle. I'm a 2-shot auto-reloader after all, and they're both one-shots. I'm going to sit over here. That way I can shoot either of them. I can take multiple hits from the grill, so I'm not too afraid of him. But the FE is scary. I'm going to sit here and stare at him. The moment he crests that ridge, he'll get spotted and I kill him, right? He pokes. I aim at him, shoot, miss, whatever. I realize, okay, that FE might be coming now, and I only have one shot in the magazine. I'm going to go over here. Now the FE cannot... Actually, I went over here behind this tank. The FE cannot hit me. I can kill the grill if he pokes me. And, well, they both died to my team. All that movement put a lot of pressure on both of these guys, right? Look where he's aiming. He's not paying attention to the DBV. The DBV could come over here and get spotted, and he can double bush shoot him, and the DBV could die. But he's distracted with me now. Sort of same with the FV. I don't know if he was concerned with me. I don't think he was. He was... Yeah. So, maybe this guy wasn't as good as I was thinking. He didn't react to me being in the base. He didn't take advantage of his allies moving up. So, yeah, there you go. That's how you can make a play. Assume that, okay, this FV isn't that good. He probably isn't going to make some huge play, right? Anyway, that's my line of thinking. I hope that was useful for you. And, on to the next replay. Okay, we're on Redshire. And if you look at my loadout, this one has vents and improved aiming. Because I was wondering, what if I do just a purely accuracy build? Because 0.35 is okay, but it's not great. And this thing can kind of be a sniper, what with its DPM and well, that's pretty much it. But so I just actually decided to use this. It was experimental. I'm gonna be real with you guys. It's not worth it. You go from being average accuracy to above average accuracy. Is that really worth losing the top speed and the health and the track health of all the other equipment? You know, turbo and hardening? No, it most certainly is not worth it, dude. But I was experimenting. I'm experimenting so you don't have to. I'm sure Quickie Baby's using vents to get 0.1 second off the reload, right? Dude, it's not really that important. You're rarely firing on reload in this thing, right? In general, World Tanks, you're not usually firing on reload unless you're in a brawl. And even then, okay, your reload is point whatever seconds faster. Is that really going to make that much of a difference? I don't think so. You know what will make a difference? Having more health. Anyway, on this side of the map, we get this very convenient little hull down situation area here, which the other side doesn't. Yeah, okay, cool. Poke here. I knocked the tree down, so hopefully I don't get spotted. And, alright, there's one. Did I get lit for that? I'm not sure. Yes, I did. Okay, fine. Back up. Don't want to get shot from their TDs from the back. Although I don't see the tree is knocked over, so maybe he's not there yet. But here, you can get shot by TDs there and TDs over there. I'm safe from these ones, but not those ones. But, yeah, I mean, I like Redshire. I think it's one of my favorite maps. But the heavy flank could definitely be improved, right? Like, as you can see here, there isn't much to do other than just play the hull down and wait for the enemy to make a play, right? And, yes, get RD'd. It's amazing that you see where that 279 is, 279E. If you go there, like you're on the other side and you go there, Artie can hit you. All of this bullshit blimp cover and Artie can still hit you. What is that? Anyway, this guy has overexposed slightly, so let me just... There's one, and will I get the... No. That's alright. So, now I gotta reload for 18 or 17 seconds, right? The second shot takes forever to reload. And I don't really have much to say for this commentary. Oh, okay. I heard the already shot coming, but it wasn't for me. And, okay, this 279 seems pretty upset. He's losing a lot of HP. But can I make a play? Because there are 3 different obnoxious tank destroyers. There's a Sturv, so, you know, invisible, auto pen, high DPM. There's an FV, one shot, you know. And then there's a DBV, which also like hits for 800 and is kind of annoying because it does have camo. So what's the idea? Okay, I'm gonna come over here. Maybe I can get a shot on someone, like for example that Bat Chat. Although he looks like he's getting destroyed, and I would have to expose myself way too much to get him. So what would you guys do in this situation? How would you push this flank? Quite frankly, I'm not too sure. I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, is he up? He is up, but on the other side of the blimp, so he doesn't have a shot. So like, I keep staring at the map. We're losing the other side of the map, right? So that means we have to win this side of the map. It's a common misconception that, oh, we're losing that side of the map. I should leave and go support them. All you're doing is confirming that not only will you lose that side of the map, you will also lose this side of the map. Because if you couldn't push it with you being here, you definitely can't push it without you here. And if your team has already died over there, by the time you get there, you'll just be next. So, we have to push this side, and that's why I'm leaving my hull down. So, not ideal, but it needs to be done. Alternatively, you could go back in that corner, and that way you'll be able to actually support both sides of the flanks, right? That's not running away. That's, you know, helping both. But this isn't really a sniper. I don't have the camo to use that position, even though I mean, I did get the put the camo loadout, or not the camo, the sniping equipment. I'm not sure if I can really snipe over there. I decide I realistically cannot push this side with the 60 TP and the 279 with this tank with no armor and arty, and they have 3 unlit tank destroyers, okay? So where do you think they are? You know, give a wild guess as to where these 3 unlit tank destroyers are. Well, they're right they're right in front of me over there. I can't push these guys. I can sit at that corner all I want. I'm not going to do anything there. Although maybe if I really wanted to, I could eat a shot from the 60 TP and kill him. But do I want to eat a shot from a 60 TP? Holy cow. And oh, okay, they're moving up. Okay, good. So this guy gets lit up there. Let's see, can I get a shot into him? Yes, there's 1. And there's 2. I had to be careful there because there's those little pieces of metal that my shot can get caught on. But look at that, this is perfect now. All right, track shot. I can now use my DPM. Am I firing on reload? Basically. But did vents allow me to get those 2 shots? I'm pretty sure I would have gotten those 2 shots regardless of vents or not, so. Anyway, artillery is the only thing giving me a problem here, so. Oh, look at that. Okay, the FV has moved up. Interesting. If you look on the map, our team was actually good. Actually, first of all, you see how there's like... Oh, okay, that bounced. Our team was actually good. They moved back and actually held off the push from the other flank. Which means I don't have to just delete my tank, sacrifice it trying to break through this. I can play it more safely. Which is good. Because, holy cow, they all came up for me anyway. Good thing I waited. Oh, so I'm gonna wait for the stun to get away. And, do I have a shot on that FV? Oh, well, he just fired. And, oh, okay. What? Look at that perfect timing, dude. That guy almost poked, but didn't, but he died anyway, so that's good. I'm gonna load 2 shots for the FV, because if I'm going, like I said, if I'm gonna expose myself, I may as well have 2 shots to give instead of 1, right? I don't need DPM just at this moment. I'm reloaded, and let's see, do I poke up? There we go, nice. Artillery fires. I actually back into it because I thought he was aiming in front of me, because I was moving forward, but he misses anyway, so that's good. But now, this is the annoying part, an FV, and I am a 1-shot for him. He's currently getting smacked by a TVP, and I poke here because he's reversing, he's moving, right? So he's probably not going to hit me on the move. It happens, but not very common. And he lost a lot of HP. So now looking at the map, is there a play I can make? Remember, I was reserving my HP this whole time, and if you look at the team list, I have the most HP out of everybody here. So now it's time to use this HP. Not against the FV, okay? It'd be a big waste, but against someone, either the Lion or maybe these guys over here. And they're getting spotted, so let's see if I can get a shot on these guys. The accuracy setup should help me here. This is why I took it on Redshire, because Redshire is kind of a long-ranged map, right? Do I get any shots off? Well, this Vickers over there is full HP, so he can afford to spot for us. It's not like he's a one-shot that gets overpoked and killed. Unfortunately, he is kind of just sitting there sniping. I ping him, I'll help you. Usually pinging puppies, it does more often than you would expect encourage them to do something. Because in their head, they're probably thinking, is this good? Is this not good? I'm not too sure. And but then someone says, not only is it a good idea, but I'm supporting you. I'm literally aiming this way. It usually encourages them to do the right play. He's a bit iffy though. He's like moving back and forth. Really, he should go there and spot. He has the HP for it. But here's the thing. If he's full HP at this stage, it's probably because he's playing very, very passively, not because he was conserving his HP for the late game, right? That's kind of how it goes. So if that FV215B183 was literally any other tank, I would probably play this position, but I really just don't feel like getting clicked for my entire HP. So I'm content with sitting here and sniping at anybody that they spot for me. So let's see. I see a tree fall. I'm like, oh, there he is. There's one. And there's two. So the accuracy build is nice, but I probably would have hit those without the accuracy build, because I'm not aiming for weak spots. I'm aiming at an entire tank. The entire tank is pinnable. But regardless, it's still good to have it. And okay. I saw that the Sturv was not in siege mode. That's why I kept poking. But he went to siege mode and snapped the shit out of me. I think right through the turret. You see that right there? So there you go. Now, I don't want to get one shot by the FV, so I'm going to just very much go around this way. As you can see, our allies have actually conquered this area of the map, so I'm free to go all over here. I want to load my 2 shots before I go into there, because if the FV wants to YOLO me, I can kill him in 2 shots. So I'm going to take the long way and go up here, because I still don't know where the lion is. He could be in that bush for all I know, right? In fact, that's probably where he should be. Maybe not now, because we won this. But he should be there, or no, he should be there, and then after seeing he lost that, he moves back. But anyway, I'm going to come over here. I have support. I have this rock here. I have hull down capabilities. Let's see if I can kill these guys. Alright, so where did they go? There he is. There's one. And yeah, maybe I should have went for the tracks, but oh well. This guy didn't pen me. He just got smacked by our grill friend. And there's the lion. Put 1 shot into him. Back up. He has a long intro clip, so I can afford to aim that shot in. So he is, in fact, in that corner. I'm going to load both my shells, and okay, he's dead. So, there he is. Do I have a shot? There we go. So, this tank is not a bad tank. I wouldn't say don't get it. It's good. I enjoyed it, more or less. I just think, is it really that unique and interesting of a vehicle to spend hundreds of millions of credits, or I don't know how much gold it is, probably a lot of gold. It's definitely a lot of gold, right? It's like $300 worth. What's unique about this? High DPM 2-shot auto reloader. Okay, fine. To be honest, you could play an E5, you could play a VZ55 if you want similar gameplay, but yeah, I mean, this tank is balanced, I think. However, I don't look forward to seeing dozens of hull-down high DPM tanks in my match, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.